has he performed? And is he performing?
Peter doesn't just go into projects. He plans it, he plans for it, and then before he starts.
When the righteous is on the throne, the people rejoice. The good people of Anambra State are happy about what Governor Peter Obi is doing for us.
One thing that struck me first was his independence as a government. He did not feel that there was a godfather somewhere else dictating what he should do.
On March 17, 2010, Mr. Peter Obi was sworn in for a second term as governor of the state. A momentous day in Anambra State. This followed the February gubernatorial election, which he won convincingly on the platform of the All Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA. That Anambarians were returning an elected governor into office for the first time was a clear testimony that Governor Obi's developmental strides in his first 4 years in office, anchored on the Anambra State Integrated Development Strategy (ANID), was a case of good thinking, good product. ANID is a strategic vision conceptualized in 2008 to solve the state's hydra-headed developmental challenges in a comprehensive and holistic manner, by fast-tracking development in all sectors of the economy simultaneously. 1 year on into Governor Obi's second term, the administration, according to the governor, has not relented in the implementation of the ANID blueprint as the vehicle driving development in the state towards the attainment of the United Nations approved Millennium Development Goals (MDGs) by 2015.
We're actually more aggressive in the second tenor. But we are not more aggressive in terms of sharing the resources of the state to those who live off the resources. We are more aggressive in developing the place and doing what is right. That's why I said we're not challenging their priorities and their values. We're not trying to bring peace and civility and order in the system. We don't look after police, all the security agencies and everything. These were things that are not there before. So again, as you know, when you're bringing a change, it is difficult. You have enemy all those who live off the old order. So they want to go back to the same way where they used to be, because that benefited individuals as against the masses. Could anybody have believed? And again, we are pursuing our vision. Our vision is to achieve Millennium Development Goals by the year 2015.
A critical look at ongoing efforts to accelerate development will show that for 5 years now, the Peter Obi administration, understanding the significance of infrastructural development as the catalyst to expand the economy, has continued its revolution in the sector. In the past 1 year alone, the second phase of the State Secretariat complex in Awka, the state capital, has been completed, commissioned, and occupied by the workforce. And so, for the first time since the creation of the state in 1991, the state civil servants can now boast of a permanent office accommodation they can call their own. In the commercial nerve center of Onitsha, the second business park has risen from what it was a year ago to roofing stage and towers over nearby structures. This facility, when completed, would be reserved for ICT and related businesses. Anambarians are renowned for their enterprise, mobility, and resourcefulness. A people who need good roads to move their agricultural produce, merchandise, and ideas to markets within and outside the state. A total of 130 kilometers of roads have been constructed and fully asphalted in the past 1 year, in addition to the 367 kilometers built by the administration in its first term. This makes a total of 500 kilometers of roads constructed by the Peter Obi administration in 5 years. This is in spite of the distraction of illegal impeachment, political violence and thuggery, and the Supreme Court's ruling on the governor's tenure, which dogged the administration in its first 2 years in office. A shining example of the renewed vigor and determination with which this administration is tackling infrastructural development in Anambra State is the Odo Bridge. This was the Odo Bridge 1 year ago. Today, the 160-meter span bridge has not only been completed, but the road has been asphalted, with motorists plying the first-class facility which leads to the agricultural producing areas of Ofoma and Numunze. Another major project being executed by the Anambra State government is the multi-billion naira Umweze Anam Miata Road and Bridge in Anambra West local government area. Over 10 kilometers of the road in this riverine area of the state has been asphalted, while the massive bridge project is ready for beams to be launched. No government in the state has ever built a road in this area, and when this mega project is completed, this part of the state, especially Miata local government headquarters, one of the most inaccessible in the state, will for the first time be linked to the rest of the state and the country. A total of 12 bridges are being built simultaneously in different parts of the state, including those along the 39-kilometer Amanzia Ebenebe Obofomiri Road in Orkan North local government, the food basket of the state, the Otalu Bridge at Agulo Ezechiku, and Agomili Bridge at Akbu. And in order to maintain all the roads being constructed by the state government, the Governor Peter Obi administration has purchased road maintenance equipment for the State Roads Maintenance Agency.
It's one thing to do good roads. For the lifespan of the roads to last, to be attained, you have to maintain the roads. We've been trying to manage it with giving contractors, doing palliative work and all that. But we found out with time, as the number of roads increased, so we find that to maintain these roads, and some of them, with time, after 5-6 years, roads that are laterite based, not stone based, will begin to have problems. And if you don't address them immediately, you have more problems. And so what we've done now is to procure it, to give this road maintenance agency set up by law of Anambra State. And having done that, we've been working on that. Now the equipments are in, complete, comprehensive equipment. Every aspect of road construction is there. So we now set up the agency. The agency can now take over the maintenance of this road to make sure that once there is a small pothole, they go and they take care of it. If there is any small culvert to be done, they do. As different from doing extensive construction of roads. So that having done that, because this road construction may not continue for a long time, but the maintenance will last forever.
Anambra State prides itself as the light of the nation. But the crucial factor to ensure that this light shines brighter and brighter lies in a solid educational system. Apart from the numerous infrastructural facilities built during the first term of Governor Peter Obi's administration at the Uli and Igbariam campuses of the Anambra State University, construction work is progressing satisfactorily at Igbariam campus on the Senate and Administration buildings, the Faculty of Management Sciences, and the Faculty of Agriculture building, all at the same time. The foundation stones of these structures were laid on the 28th of January 2010. and today the Faculty of Agriculture building is being roofed, while structural work on the other 2 buildings is nearing completion. Work is also ongoing on the perimeter fencing of the entire campus to enhance security in the tertiary institution. At the secondary school level, 10,000 computers and 7,000 laptops have been distributed to over 120 schools complete with internet connectivity to enhance ICT knowledge and skills. Despite handing over many more schools to the missions, over 100 secondary schools have also been provided buses by the state government to ease mobility. While at the primary school level, classroom blocks have been built in the 177 communities in the state.
We have a governor that is visionary, a governor that is committed, a governor that is honest and focused in what he's doing, and a planner at the core. And that being as it may, I can tell you that what we have achieved within this 1 year is still continuation of what he has set out to achieve in this ministry. Like in the primary sector, you see, we are doing what we call a holistic approach. We are not concentrating only the secondary school. We're also rebuilding these primary schools as well. And the only way we are doing it is that our governor makes sure that we pay the counterpart fund to the UBEC, and then we'll draw down the money due to us and be able to execute it very properly. And it's because we execute properly, there was a time we had to take the first position as the best in executing UBE projects. And that's why each time we apply and pay our listing, they will just give us their own counterpart immediately because of the prudency and honesty of this administration.
To sustain a thriving and robust economy, the well-being of the people must count, as only a healthy people can engage in productive and commercial activity for which Anambra's people are widely known. Sustaining the achievements recorded in the first term, the Governor B administration in the past 1 year continued its infrastructural development of Amaku General Hospital, which will serve as a teaching hospital for the Anambra State University. President Goodluck Jonathan commissioned the General Outpatient Department late last year, while the consulting clinic is completed. The admin accident in the emergency building and the laboratory block, whose foundation stones were laid in January last year, are almost completed. So also is the College of Medicine complex. The Onitsha General Hospital has been accredited as a specialist hospital, while at the Ekulobia General Hospital, construction work is completed on the wards, laboratory, inpatient blocks, among others, and are awaiting finishing touches. The state government has also given robust grants in aid to faith-based hospitals, while ambulances have been given to the 21 local government councils of the state for rapid response to medical emergencies. This is because of the determination of the Governor B administration to advance primary health care in Anambra State.
We give them drugs. We're giving them drugs, we're giving them vaccines, we're giving them long-lasting society tetanus. We are putting on our TB program, our immunization program, everything down there, moving on. And that is why our immunization coverage is one of the best in Nigeria. The best in the Southeast and one of the best in Nigeria. So we are supporting primary health care centers. If you look at these thematic areas as I put in now, you will see that we put in a lot of money this year, a lot of time and development in training. That's why I mentioned our schools are our own government schools of nursing, and then the state-owned schools of nursing. I mentioned the School of Health Technology, Obosi, that we are improving the infrastructure here. I mentioned what we are doing at Amaku General Hospital for the medical students. In addition to the services we are giving in providing health. This year alone, because there is a shortage of screening tests, screening equipment for HIV/AIDS and tuberculosis, the government acquired quite a large quantity and gave. Now we are giving now anti-shock garments to make sure we reduce maternal mortality, women dying out of bleeding.
One visible sign of good governance in any community is the provision of water and public utilities. In this regard, the Peter Obi administration enjoys an upscale rating by a broad spectrum of stakeholders. From a short-term approach of sinking over 500 boreholes in towns, schools and health centers across the state, the government has now moved to the medium-term strategy of embarking on small-town water schemes. These include Nibo, Agulu, Nimo, Dunukofia water schemes. At the Agulu-Agui water scheme, workers are laying the pipes which will reticulate water to the town and its environs. Modalities have also been worked out to resuscitate the big town water schemes in Onitsha, Awka and Nnewi.
We're also trying to get water to Aroma tank that is used to supply water to the whole of Awka before the erosion silted the intake works of the old Imo Awka scheme. And we have about 13 new projects on the pipeline which we intend to do within the year. One of the things that the governor, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, one of the things that he's critical about is employment, to create employment in the states. And one of the things that can help bring about this employment is power. You know, we have this policy of trying to provide electricity to all communities in Anambra State that are not connected to the national grid. And I think we've done about 80% of that from the first tenure of His Excellency to this tenure, and we intend to complete all that before his tenure runs out.
As a people-centered administration, the Anambra State government, in its determination to provide quality service to Anambrians, stands out as one that involves the people directly in governance through the 177 town unions in the state. This has engendered the confidence of the people in the government and made the administration and development process easier. The ANID strategy, being diligently prosecuted by the Governor Obi administration, has brought about an unprecedented turnaround in the fortunes of the state simultaneously in all sectors.
It's a continuum for us because the target is there, the movement is there, the means of achieving it is there. So it's improvement upon improvement. Like secondary schools now have buses, which they didn't have before. So you discover that from one area, you go into the other and you continue to grow. That has been a pattern of development here. So it is in other sectors, but most importantly is that the policy of ANITS entails taking on all the sectors simultaneously. You take on the sectors simultaneously, no one is left behind.
As you know, in Anambra, we are fortunate that we've developed a 4-tier of government where every community have a government per se. Every community has a president general and in town unions and maybe a 10-man team. We get what they want from those communities in doing our budget in the local government. We ask them, we call them in, and they say, we want ABCD for this particular community. So we look at those things, and that's what makes up our budgeting for the local government. For example, when we're doing the primary schools, found out most of our primary schools are dilapidated. We say we'll take one per community, one block every year, and rehabilitate it, as well as build new one. In all our communities right now, almost all of them are the completion of a brand new block. So His Excellency's vision is that if we do that, the average primary school has 4 blocks on the average. If we do that for 4 years, we would have completely rehabilitated all our primary schools.
Land is a valuable resource, but its value and continued availability is constantly under threat by erosion and other environmental hazards in the state. In the last 1 year, much effort and funding has gone into fighting this challenge, and the result has been impressive. The Equilobia Erosion Control Project has been completed, effectively checking the menace of erosion to that part of the town. In the commercial nerve center of Onitsha, the Anambra State government is working in conjunction with the federal government on the massive Sakamori drainage system, which on completion will make for the channelization of water into the River Niger and prevent flooding and its attendant problems for the people. These visible achievements recorded by the Anambra State government in the past 5 years have not escaped the attention of the people. A cross-section of prominent Anambarians speak on what has been achieved by the administration.
He is presently consolidating all that he did during his first tenure. He continued with his prudent financial management, performing wonders, doing things that normally would have been deemed impossible with the lean resources that come to the state, because we are not an oil producing state. But he does so many things that people have continued to wonder up till now how he gets the money for it. It's a prudent management of financial resources that has done that.
He's building a new medical, new university teaching hospital at Oka. It's a very far advanced stage of hospital. He has helped to ensure that some of the state hospitals are sufficiently equipped, that they have regained their accreditation for residency programs and house pre-registration house job programs. Water project, he has tackling it piecemeal, and I think that's the way it will be done.
He has gone into multi-sectoral development under ANIT, involving development of all areas, not just concentrating on one or two to earn some popularity. He is not interested in popularity. His work is speaking for him. For the first time in this state, a governor is embarking on water scheme, erosion control. We have the highest network of river in this regime. He's gone into schools, hospitals, and foreign investors are getting more comfortable to come into Anambra State because of his financial prudence. MDGs, they have rated Anambra as either second or third in the whole country. And there's now federal presence in Anambra State.
One thing that is remarkable about the Governor Peter Obi administration is that all these achievements have been recorded without borrowing from the banks, making many people to wonder how he has been able to fund these numerous projects. The decision not to go borrowing, according to the governor, is a deliberate policy of government to live within its means.
From the DMO report, Anambra is the least indebted state. We have not borrowed any money since the inception of this government. I'm not against borrowing. Maybe we will tomorrow. But as somebody with a financial background, I said, we will only borrow for bankable projects, projects that will pay itself back through recoveries or receipts that will be able to pay itself back. No project that is a social project, that is not bankable, and will only go to impact negatively on the future of the state. I don't want us to bequeath our children anarchy or debts. So we're very careful. We're not borrowing, and we're meeting up all our obligations. As of today, we don't owe any contractor, not one. We are now challenging people's priorities, challenging their values, trying to change them, and said, rather than use this money for what it was used in the past, let's use it and put bridge in Miata. Miata never had a road since they were created. Today they have a road. IML never had a road. since they were created. Now they have one.
Has he performed? And is he performing?